Welcome to Bell Ringer Coding. My name is Quinn. Today's video will be addressing kind of a pet peeve of mine. So you've probably noticed that pretty much every software development YouTuber has some sort of video titled X ways to make money with code. Sometimes it's 5 ways, sometimes it's 8, sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's 3. Really depends on how they break things down. But these videos all really bug me because they all talk about really the same sorts of things, and none of them are ways that you can make money with code. They're ways you can make money selling. And I'm going to talk about that in this video, and I'm also going to be talking about 4 ways that you can actually make money with code without selling a thing. So the first thing people recommend is getting a job. Well, right now, getting a job is really hard. We have a global pandemic going on. Not a lot of companies are hiring. And if you're a junior person, it's even harder because the companies that are hiring, most of them are looking for much more senior developers. Second problem with getting a job is you don't get a job based on your ability to write code. You get a job based on your ability to convince someone that you can write code. So you need to be able to sell your skill set. And frankly, that's not a talent that everyone has, and it's not a way that you can make money writing code necessarily. So for this list, doesn't make the cut. Next, people recommend freelancing. Again, we have the same problem. To make money freelancing, you need to be able to convince someone that you can do that job, that you can make whatever they need. You need to be able to advertise your services. That's not really programming. We're talking about something that makes money just by you programming. So freelancing does not make the cut. Next, people talk about making an app or a tool or a browser extension or a website or a game or something like that and selling it. And yes, this is a great way to make money. You can become a billionaire from this method if you make something really awesome. Problem is, you got to make something awesome. You got to have a good idea. You got to have an idea that people would pay for. You got to solve a problem. You got to make something really fun. And then on top of that, you got to market it. You got to sell it to people. You got to tell people about it. And that's not programming. That's marketing. So, doesn't make the cut. Next thing we see is making a course or making a tutorial or tutoring people or starting a YouTube channel. Well, yeah, those can all make money. But again, you got to convince someone that you are someone who's credible, that they can trust the information from you. Then you got to advertise and sell your course. You got to advertise your tutoring services. And you got to advertise your YouTube channel. Not programming. Doesn't make the cut. So, how can you actually make money programming? First way, programming competitions. Some YouTubers talk about this, and they mostly just talk about algorithm competitions. So in an algorithm competition, lots of companies host them. There's Facebook, there's Google, and a lot of other big companies will host them. Basically, you go and you have to solve some sort of algorithm problems, and you're basically graded on potentially how fast you write the solutions, and then also how good your algorithm is. And then the winners of that competition, and where basically you're given some sort of problem, you have to write an app or a website or something like that to solve it, or you're given a theme and you have to make a game for it. And then there's normally some sort of judging component to it, and then the winners and runner-ups will win some prize money, and potentially you'll have an awesome app or an awesome game afterwards so you can try and sell. Moving on, there's also other types of programming competitions. So one I really like is the Terminal game by C1 Games. So this is a player versus player 1v1 tower defense resource management kind of game, where basically what you do is you program an AI that will fight against the other person's AI in this like tournament style fashion. And basically they have these online tournaments that you can compete in. The winners earn prize money. They also have in-person tournaments. I think they're called Terminal Live. I competed at the University of Waterloo Terminal Live competition, and I think the winning team of 3 left with like $10,000 in prize money. And then I think second place got like $5,000, and then like third and fourth I think took $1,000 away. I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was like a significant amount of money up for grabs. If they're coming to your school, maybe you should go or compete online. And then there's of course other kinds of programming competitions. You can find them all over the place if you look for them. You can really make some decent money for this. And there's a bonus. So besides the fact that you're going to become a much better programmer by competing in these sorts of competitions, if you have another skill set, you can also leverage these to help you get a job or a freelance gig. And you can also start a YouTube channel or make courses on your experience in programming competitions. And because you've done well in programming competitions, you might find that you are able to find much more success in getting a job or a freelance gig, or even just with your YouTube channel without having to advertise as much or sell it as well, because you have that track record of competitions that you've won. Next, you can do MMO bots, which is kind of more like a gray market type thing. It's not illegal to make bots, but it's also not encouraged. So it actually kind of makes it an engaging problem where you are competing against the company that makes the game to try to make your bots as undetectable as possible so that they don't get banned all the time. Meanwhile, the MMO company is trying to make their MMO detect bots better so that they can ban you. So the typical way people make money with this is to build a couple bots for a chosen MMO that they know a lot about and that can farm gold really well. And then you can, with most MMOs, you can basically offload the gold to some sort of third party that will go and try to sell that gold for a profit. So you can sell that gold for a fixed price. And you don't actually have to go and find clients, people that actually want to buy the gold, because you have some sort of company. I know, for instance, RuneScape has this. And if you get really good at writing MMO bots, you can use some selling skills to actually make even more money. So you can make some experience farming bots that you can rent out to other people or use to power level up people's characters for a fee. You can sell your source code. Again, depending on your MMO, some of them actually have full-on websites that you can just host your bot on as a sales thing, and people can just basically see the features of your bot and then we'll just buy it. And you can write custom bot scripts. So if, say, a player who has some extra disposable change but they've invested a lot of time into their character, maybe they want to farm some gold or they want to level up their character but they don't want to get banned for botting, if you write them a custom bot script, that'll make their bot a lot harder to detect, and they may be willing to pay a premium for that. Next, we have bug bounty hunting. This is something relatively new to me. I kind of just found out about this. It's great if you're a really good hacker and really good at finding bugs. Basic concept is you go and you look for bugs and or security vulnerabilities in like a big enterprise software, and that company will reward you for your finding those bugs and writing up about the bugs and how you found the security vulnerabilities and stuff like that. If it's helpful information to them, oftentimes they will reward you for it. You can see hackerone.com if you're interested in this. That's where I was researching it. They talk a lot about it. They have a system set up for it, and they even have a bunch of tutorials and resources that you can use to become a better hacker and get better at this. There are people that do this full time, so there is some decent money in it if you're very good at it. As a bonus, if you do find a number of vulnerabilities in a certain company's software, it's very likely that you might actually even get a job offer from that company. They realize that you're very good at security or QA, and they might just hire you outright. Finally, you can make a trading bot. And basically what you're going to do with this is you're going to pick some sort of security that you know something about, and you're basically going to write algorithms, like decision-making algorithms or some sort of AI, to trade that security and, buy it when it goes low, sell it when it goes high, and make money. So some ideas of things you can trade is stocks and bonds. These are probably the easiest to access via an API. There are numerous publicly available APIs that you can use to buy and sell stocks and bonds. I've actually used them. They're very easy. So if you don't know what stocks and bonds are, basically stocks are just a piece of a company that you can buy and sell publicly on exchanges, like the Toronto Stock Exchange. And then bonds are basically you just buy a company's debt. So say you're buying Microsoft's bonds, then you're basically buying some of Microsoft's debt, and they owe you some money. Anyway, stocks and bonds go up and down in price, and you can basically make a trading bot to buy and sell those. You can do Forex, which is short for foreign exchange. So for instance, I'm Canadian, so the US dollar is a foreign currency to me. So I can buy the US dollar when it's cheap relative to the Canadian dollar, and then I can sell it when it goes up in value, or I can do all kinds of interesting arbitrage trades. So you might want to look up arbitrage forex if you're really interested in that. Anyway, moving on, you can do a trading bot with crypto, so you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, and then you can do digital goods. This one you will have the least amount of competition for, so it might be really good if you're not really sure how to develop quantitative trading strategies, but you're really good at building systems to access things. So by digital goods, what I'm talking about is there are video games where you can buy and sell items using real money on like exchanges, and if you can figure out how to access that exchange with a bot, you could pretty easily make a profit off of the fluctuating prices in those items. You can do it with like virtual real estate, kinds of different things. If you can figure out how to do it, you could feasibly make a very good profit by buying and selling digital goods at a high frequency, especially because there aren't many people that are doing that. I think very, very few people are doing that. Whereas if you're doing stocks and bonds, for instance, or forex or crypto, you'll be competing against a lot of big companies. Like there are companies that their whole purpose is to write algorithms to buy and sell stocks and bonds. But every once in a while, some independent trader will come up with a great strategy that will do really well. And it might do really well for a while. And that leads us into the problem with this strategy, which is you need some sort of money that you want to invest in the beginning. You need some capital, right? And not everyone has money lying around that they can throw into their trading bot. And ideally you want a lot of it, because the more money you have, more money you can make, because you're basically buying and selling things to make percentage profits. So especially if you're using stocks or bonds or forex, you can create what's called a back test, where basically you test your program on some historical data, and you can see how well it did over various time periods. And if you can do really well on your back test, and ideally you've been running it live for a while with some real money, real time, and it's been doing well, if you can do all that, then that will make finding an investor actually really easy. And you might not even need to have very good sales skills in order to find an investor if you are doing really well on your back test, because again, you'll have easy evidence to back up your skills. But again, not required. So Trading Bot makes our list. So that's 4 ways that you can make money without any skills and sales. All you need to be able to do is write good code. And if you write the really good code, you're going to make some money. So if you did like this video, make sure to like it, and make sure to subscribe to see more software development related content. And if you did enjoy this video, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. This isn't the kind of video I was originally planning on doing with this channel, but I just watched my last too many 5 ways to make money as a software developer, or writing code, and I got a little frustrated with them saying that it's all about writing code, but it's really the ways they're making money is by selling things. Anyway, if you appreciate this take on this very common video format, please let me know. Have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video.